For those of you that are watching on YouTube, you'll see that Mike's brought up his screen shares. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to talk about what my thoughts were behind my wildcard draft and kind of lay it out for you guys to see. For those of you that are listening to us on the podcast, you can just click over onto our YouTube channel and follow along there. But let's start with who's in goal.
And just to make it clear, this is a game week 3 wildcard
We know,
that
Mike.
someone decided they're going to do and make us all look stupid. Now, what do you go with goalie? And you don't have to tell us your team exactly if you don't want to, but you can give us options of what's a good goalkeeper. And we can mess around with a little bit for other people.
So the goalkeepers is pretty straightforward because I kind of wanted to stay in the category of having the cheap goalkeepers, having that Henderson-Matthew combo. So I did the same thing. And the only other pair that I really feel comfortable with was Flecken and Valid Marson, I think his name is. The two Brentford goalies.
Yeah, I think it could be a good idea to get rid of your Palace assets and everything we've spoken about so far.
Exactly. So those prices are the same, whatever you want there. Obviously got rid of Barco. Don't need to have him sitting on my bench. I kept Robinson in my team. So that's good. I've got rid of Vardiol as well. And I kept Trent. So I still have Trent in the team. I know you don't have him on this team, but I had Trent. So those are the two players that I kept my defense. The new defenders that I've had was Harwood Bellis, I believe his name was, as my new 4.0 defender to replace Barco. And my other options was Face. I still kept Face from Leicester because I mean he's in the points and I always had him. And
he's gone up to 4.1 actually.
There we go. And Konsa from Villa because he's also 4.5 and I know he'll get minutes and he'll start every game. So
not only that, but Aston Villa have fixture power right now.
Yeah.
So Konsa is not a bad move right now. Where he wasn't the best previously, he is right now. And just to give an idea on what's actually going on when it comes to defenders, for those of you who are trying to beat those price rises, you're too late. Robinson's gone up to 4.6 and so is Face.
Yeah.
So those are our two price rises in defenders, and I think we missed did you get Face before he went up?
I had Face from Gameweek 1, yeah.
There we go. So that means you kind of beat us on that one. Was having him before Barco, he was the 4 million that we should have all got because he actually hauled a bit.
Yeah.
Jumping to the midfield, anybody of mine? I know you kept
I kept Smith Rowe, I kept Jota, and I brought in Salah, which you already have. So our midfield's pretty similar. I had Winks, I got rid of him, and I had Gordon and I got rid of him to bring in Rodgers from Villa as well because fixtures. And I think he's a good player and I think he can
Rodgers'
start popping
potential output is insane.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is fast, he's flair, he's everything. He's got the whole package, he just hasn't popped off.
Yeah.
So at 5 million, he was decent value. At 5.1, he's lost a bit of that appeal.
Yeah. But I managed to again. I brought him in before that price rise, so it's okay still. But I wouldn't maybe move to him now if he rose. So I would probably look around.
And then, who's your last spot? Don't tell me. Let me guess. Oh, it's summer's over.
It's getting cold, guys. It's winter. Winter's coming.
And here we go with the man, the myth, the legend, PFA Player of the Year, Cole Palmer.
Here we go. What a midfield. What a midfield.
And that is an insane midfield. All 5 of them are going to play every game, and they all have great fixtures for the next 3 game weeks. Your hope is that they don't get injured. And just for those who are chasing those price rises, the ones that did go up.
Matoma is going to be hard.
Rodgers, Matoma, and Madueke went down and went up. So did Smith Rowe. So did Salah. Is everyone out there seeing a pattern here? 4 out of those 5 is in this guy's team, which means
from Gameweek 1.
And Palmer's probably going to join them, which means should people be looking at Matoma?
Yeah.
Because he's up there with the same sort of
he's
team
that
you are chasing.
Yeah.
Can't tell me Nate's not chasing the price rises here, because look what he did. And let's go jump to forwards.
Forwards, yeah. I kept Haaland, obviously. Hello. Who wouldn't?
All of those people that slept on Haaland in the beginning of the season, we don't need Haaland, we can do well.
Maybe they're awake.
You're wrong.
Maybe they're awake.
You're wrong because your forwards failed.
Yeah, they all failed.
What good failed?
Solanke failed.
Right? Budgets plus Haaland is the way to go, and I'm assuming that's what you did.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Who did you back up Haaland with?
Wisa, Brentford.
Yes.
He's going to burn me, but it's okay. I'll tell you why I brought in Wisa. And then João Pedro, who I plugged game week 1. He didn't perform. Welbeck did. And then game week 2, he got the goal. So, like I said, I think it's between him and Welbeck that could be scoring. But yeah.
Could you
João
have
Pedro.
afforded Welbeck?
Yeah, he was 5.5. I could bring him in before the rises, yeah.
It's 5.6 now.
Yeah.
So you take a look at the forwards that have gone up. How did Jackson hit 7.6? That's insane.
I'd rather, yeah, I don't know.
I know you said he went up. I thought he went down and went up.
No, but he just went up.
I guess people are looking at it as a differential to sort out their captain problems with Solanke. And
here's my plan. Here's my plan for everyone, just quickly. So, Wisa, João Pedro, Rodgers, and Smith Rowe, they have great fixtures, but not at the same time. I like the idea of playing around with them because I'll always have Haaland up front. So maybe I'll have Haaland, Wisa, and Smith Rowe, or maybe I'll have Haaland, João Pedro, and Smith Rowe. So I like that rotation flexibility because they're all going to start, they all budget, and they all have good fixtures at some point. So that's kind of the idea behind that. Obviously, you got your 3 premium midfielders and then your budget defense because what we've been saying, budget players are the way to go, except goalkeepers. That's the only annoying part about the strategy.
And don't you have money to upgrade your defense? Only if you sell Trent.
If I sell Trent, yeah. Which I will consider still. If I get rid of Trent, this is a very great option. You get rid of Trent, I worked it out. You get rid of Trent, you can afford Raya and Gabriel for the exact same price. You would have to downgrade, yeah. Then you would have to, it was before, you'll have to downgrade, where was he? Front row, Wisa. You'll have to downgrade Wisa. That's the only problem.
And who would you go with?
Well, probably Welbeck.
If you were gonna drop him,
because if I would double up on Brighton, it's the same situation about either one could pop off, and like you could bench one and play one. It's just a bit of more of a gamble, but that same concept is there.
And there are some other choices which also we can right now talk about triple captain options. Triple captain options.
Oh, normal captain options.
Sorry, you see how this game is
gone to our head. It's gone to our head. It's done.
So if you're playing your wildcard or not, you're gonna need to know who to captain.
Mm-hmm.
And the obvious standout captain pick for this week is not one of the same norm that we've had for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. It's back to last season's captain choice. Who is he, Nate? Say his name. Shiver down your spine.
Palmer. Cole Palmer is my top captain pick for this game with Crystal Palace at home. We've just been speaking about Crystal Palace having struggles. Palmer's got form. They're playing at Stamford Bridge. The fans are going to go nuts. Madueke is going to say Palace is a shit place. It's going to be awesome.
Well, Palace in London, so you can't say
I can't really say this place is shit. No, I think Palmer's probably the majority captain choice for those that own him, but because most players don't own him, they'll be obviously looking at your Haaland and Salah, which are your standard game week picks. Haaland playing at West Ham.
We've already spoken about how bad Palace's defense has been, how much disarray they are with Anderson leaving and not a good replacement settled in yet.
Yeah, exactly.
How bad their team is already. So we know that this is going to be a game to target. Other captain choices, if you don't have Palmer, which could be me, Nate, are you saying we can stick with Haaland?
Yeah, the thing is West Ham's okay. They've not been doing anything special. They did just come off a win. Souček getting a goal, and Bowen, my boy, Bowen, I'll come in for you. But again, Haaland just scored a hat-trick, and I'm sure he wants goal to boot again. So I'd back him to haul something.
I think worst case scenario, unless Haaland is played midweek or he's an injury concern, or you hearing rumors about Pep rotating and resting, even wait until Man City even buy a striker because they don't even have a backup striker.
Yeah.
As it stands, Haaland is free to play. He had a restful summer.
And he's
if you don't know what to do with your captainship, just leave it on Haaland.
Yeah,
I think that will work out best. Another captain choice not a good captain choice considering the tough fixture, but he's proven some pedigree since the last game week, and he's a top FPL asset over the last years. I put him in the same conversation as Salah, as Kevin De Bruyne, as Palmer is becoming, and as Haaland, and that's Son.
Yeah,
he was a captain choice last week. He definitely was.
Definitely.
And I personally don't think that Newcastle are showing anything in terms of the defensive solidness. Yes, that's the word. Sorry, thanks. Words.
Yeah.
This defensive solidity plus the attacking cohesion. Something isn't right at Newcastle so far. I don't know if it's to do with Trippier sitting on the bench, feeling sorry for himself. Like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And so maybe Spurs can prove us wrong and capitalize on what we perceive to be a duff fixture from the outside. Tell me about your outside captain choices, though.
Well, as we wrap up today's video, to leave you guys with some bit of sauce to think about, outside choices for me would be the combo of either Muniz or Smith Rowe, playing Ipswich. I know it's away. This is a game that Ipswich will be looking to win, which is why I wouldn't say they're a guarantee captain, despite Ipswich losing 2 games. Again, we said they were Liverpool and City. They were probably always going to lose. But I'm sure Ipswich will be looking to win this game, so it's not going to be easy. But it is a bit of an outside rogue pick. And then I would have Chris Wood, who's playing at home this weekend. He's also been on everyone's radar and has been getting goals. And then the final combo would be Wissa and Mbeumo playing for Brentford at Brentford against Southampton. So that's probably what I'll be looking at.
Well, we shall see how this game week goes. I hope everybody got some good information out of Game Week 3's podcast. If you didn't triple captain, don't worry, you got time.
Yeah.
If you don't,
panic.
if you're playing your wild card, good luck.
Thank you. That was directed at me.
And if you're like me and you don't want to play your wild card and you're watching someone else play their wild card, just like you watched everybody else play their triple captainship, and you kind of like try to find a way to sleep this week because it's going to be a bumpy ride. But remember, no football next week after this week, game week. We got an international break to live through, to suffer through. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
but
if we don't see you next week, we'll see you the week after with Game Week 4 episode. Maybe we'll release a bit of a video because there will be more players looking to play wildcard after the international break. We'll see how that all unfolds. But until then, stay well, take care, may the points be ever in your favor, and we'll see you next week.